but I'm gonna get you high today. Yeah. Talk to him.
It's been a while since I've done a pod solo.
It's all good.
And he's usually the more prepared one out of the two of us.
Gotcha.
I feel it. Push record.
It's already recording.
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
Easy.
And in case you guys said something cool while I was gone, I could be able to.
Oh yeah, he was sharing a dope ass flight lounge story with me. Actually, about his first experience. So that was cool. Yeah, so it was cool. Shit. Yeah, it was cool.
Actually, it's funny. I got like so in, or like even more motivated to go because I talked to him about his first time too. Because I was like, yeah, bro, I keep seeing this flight lounge place online, and people keep telling me about it, but I haven't gone over there yet.
Right.
And then he was like, oh yeah, we've gone there for brunch because that's actually that was like what clued me in because I'm a big breakfast dude.
Gotcha.
And I was like, well, how's their breakfast? And he was like, yeah, I took Barbie there. And Trey told you the story.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
that's
shit.
Why I was like, that's what's up. I was like, that's cool. I love hearing stories like that. You know what I mean? Because it's everybody has their own experience with it. You know, and it's just like if you're a real connoisseur and you love it, like, you know, you have a different experience and different story. So it's fun to hear that.
Good. And like, actually, I'm this up for you. This is gonna be your mic. That front square is like the best space to talk into, or as long as you're talking to it.
Got you.
You good.
Easy enough.
But of course, we already said what's up. But for the people, how you doing today, bro?
Doing well. Doing real good, actually.
Doing real good. Doing real good. Why are we doing real good?
I mean, it's just so much going on, bro, that it's easy to have like a negative mindset. So it's like it's easy to smile too. You know what I mean? It's really not that hard. It's not the end of the world like everybody wants to think it is.
I'm with that.
Consuming so much stuff that it's like, yo, it's like chill. It's okay.
I tell people all the time. This is literally like the people always down talk how much weed there is now. I feel like I'm like people have never been higher in their lives. Honestly, like literally across the board.
It's crazy the state of the industry for sure because it's like bottom of the barrel type thing. But it's as a consumer, it's great. Like. The abundance there, it's affordable. Mm-hmm. Like you have access to some of the best medicine for the best price. Like
exactly,
you're winning. Yeah, you got to bring something to the session, my guy.
And then, we're all set. Oh, you got some flavor on you, Cat?
There's some matches in that. Look inside that thing.
Perfect. I owe you like 2 lighters.
No, but look though, the experience. You gotta have look inside there.
Oh shit, they're really.
Yeah. So shout out to this is a fellow member of the club. This is Jim Nuggs. She does this fun thing where she'll get some of the top strains from a big farm out here, and she'll roll up these little gram canagars that she specializes in. She'll hide them around the club for people to come in and find them. So usually like one day a month we have a session where she hides them under tables at different spots in the club. People can find them.
That's fire.
But you can find her stuff. Yeah, a lot of her canagars are down in Salem. Truth Dispensary.
That smells good.
But
I pulled it out a little aggressively, y'all. Y'all ain't supposed to pull out as aggressively as I did, just so y'all know. Thank you, G. Just in case I need that. But before we get this lightest stoners, I never start my pod off at the beginning. I always start it off somewhere 2 minutes in. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Session with Kage. Today I'm here with somebody who's very special in the community, very special in weed out here in Oregon and Portland. Someone who started something that y'all keep talking about. Everyone was sharing to me the first 2 years I was out here. The owner of the Smoking Cannabis Lounge and Breakfast Lounge.
Yeah, we kind of do it all. That's people wonder.
Flight Club.
Yeah, we promote social consumption for cannabis. We do brunch as part of the service, but we're more of a community center, trying to bring basically the industry and the community together.
I've noticed that you definitely I feel like every time I look at your page, it's all like, "Hey, come down, come hang out, come do something cool." Very very community forward. I fuck with that. That's the shit. So.
Yeah, I feel like cannabis used to be celebrated. It used to be fun, like hanging out with your friends. That was part of the medical. Yeah, the tip. It's all customized. It even has my name on it. She made that one for me specifically.
Yo, oh shit. I'm sorry, bro. This is like everything. As I'm looking at it, like it's just more and more shit. Keep
oh, yeah, she's very to the detail oriented. That's why you gotta love your cannabis folks that appreciate it. They do it all the way to the detail. They take a lot of pride. Yeah, follow her online. Jim Nuggs on IG.
And the strike is on the bottle.
Yeah, every detail she got you covered. It's one of those things that people take pride in their work that you got to celebrate those people. There's a lot of people out here just pushing products, but they don't really believe in them, or there's no craftsmanship really in it. You know what I mean? They're just slapping a logo on it and calling it good, which is there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's like growing up in Portland, there's a lot of craftsmanship. Like,
there's a little bit of something wrong with it. If I'm being real with you, especially like I'm a connoisseur dude too. So I mean, like I like everything top shelf, or to be, or if it's not gonna be top shelf, at least be of quality.
Yeah,
like, put some love in it.
That's why I struggle putting a lot of merch out for Flight. Is just it's quality. Quality means something to me. You know what I mean? So it's like the money is not as important, but it's like I want to see people 2-3 years still wearing the shirt and it looks good. You know what I mean? Not like it's falling apart. Like,
nah, even this hoodie you got on looks like that. Shit look. I was gonna say you get that from fucking. That's like a Nike hoodie.
Yeah, what's the embroidery? You know, it adds a little element to it than just heat pressing a sticker on your shit. Basically, it's a little more craftsmanship involved with it. You know, it gives it a more quality look. And it's gonna last. I'm gonna see this in 3 years. It's still gonna look good and be embroidered. You know,
I'm sure you come across a lot of like from on the shelves into in the off the shelves, like stuff of and not of quality. So like with setting up that lounge, was it like would you set it up like always to be like this like high quality place, or just like if you got some smoke and you need a place to sit down and smoke, this is it?
Yeah. Well, it's twofold. First off, shout out to my business partner, Leah. Me and her have been doing this since 2018. We both been in the industry for extremely long time. So I opened one of the first dispensaries out here in Oregon back in 2010. This is like pre-medical licensing and all that, like really pushing it. It was an old firehouse from 1910. So in 2010, when we got it, it was registered historic landmark because it was 100 years old.
What?
So it was like some real world type shit, bro. Like I'm living upstairs, riding the fire pole downstairs.
Did you have to fight for that building, bro? Historical landmark.
Yeah, I mean, really, because when I came back, nobody was doing this. So I was a medical patient, and it was just like, I'm cool. I'm from Portland. I'm from St. John's. So I'm meeting up with people in parking lots, getting my medicine. But it was like thinking about other people's like grandmas or moms meeting up with shady characters in a parking lot. Like, there's 70-year-old women with cancer. Like, they need their medicine. It's like meeting up in a dark parking lot. Like, you know, it gets dark early here. It could be 6 o'clock and it's still pitch black. You know what I mean? So
crime starts very early.
Yeah. So it was just like, okay, if I got to stand for something. So it was like, let's open this up and give medical patients access to real cannabis. Because it was like, we're paying $300 for this card, a couple $100 to the doctor to say we can have cannabis, but there's no, where do you get it now? You got to still find it on the street.
So you was that early in the game.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Just growing up here, we knew we needed it. You know,
and I love that motivation behind it. I feel like most people get into a dispensary, especially because I grew up in LA, and like everyone out there, those dispensaries, like if you got the money, you could do it. It's gonna make you a bunch of money, or if you like, just throw a whole bunch of money in, get someone to do it, and it's gonna run itself. And like I think that was the majority of the minds that I heard
for sure.
People going into
it was like a .com boom. You know, a whole industry that was just about to go. I mean. Today, we're talking about $1 billion industry that has no education and no marketing.
Bro, you are not wrong.
So it's just like, yeah, they knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? For me, it was more of a personal story. I was 12 when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. I watched her battle it for over 14 years before she passed. And it was just like, it was tough. Growing around weed, like there was no science or studies to show like how it really could help you. You know, she's like, showing me synthetic pills that she's getting from the doctors and like having me try it. Like, is it like the real thing? And I'm like, no, not at all. Like, I don't know what that shit is, but it's a trip for sure.
Yeah, I don't feel like that.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's it. Like, if you're going to do that, you might as well just use the real thing. But it was like, my mom grew up Catholic school, all this stuff. So it was just like, you know, your whole life you grew up, it's bad, bad, bad. You're going to jail, like stay away from it. So it's like scary for people to use it. I mean, you trust these doctors. Like they go to school, they get paid to recommend medicine to help you live, but it's like not necessarily always like that. And so getting into cannabis for me, it was like kind of choosing up. Like, are you going to stand for something or are you just going to be a regular person out here? You know what I mean? It was like, nah.
So for you, it's more of like it's
a passion project for sure. Like, for me, I knew how much that loss was for me. So it was like, if I could help somebody else save their mom or their grandma or their sister or their brother, it was like, I'll help and give them access. I'll go to jail for that. Like, I could stand for that. I'll fight for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll risk it. And that was the thing people didn't realize. Like, it was all fun and games living in the firehouse and shit, but every day, like a FedEx truck pulls up, it's like, is that the SWAT team coming to take off my shit? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I see the front of it, it's just white, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I'm trying to grab my shit. Like, yeah, what do I do? You know what I mean? But I'm all in here. I was all in, and it was just like, you know, after losing my mom, I didn't really know what I had to live for. So it was just like, all right, choose up something and be about it. You know what I mean? Like, fight for the people. How can you help people now? You know what I mean? Like, channel this energy that you got, that you're going through, into something positive, or you become self-destructive. You know what I mean? And so
that makes sense.
That wasn't an option for me. I was living in Vegas at the time, so I had to get out of there. You know, Sin City, so you got access to alcohol and everything to distract you from handling your shit. You know what I mean? But growing up in Portland, I knew I can get back here and I can find peace. You know what I mean? Like, I can get back out in the woods, get on my hikes, get out in nature.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have access to that really in the desert like that. So you can go on hikes, but you're not around trees and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like a barren desert, which is beautiful. I'm not knocking it.
Bro, I'm trying to take your hikes in Arizona.
The difference looks like. You know what I mean?
That shit is not the move. Sometimes you just see a whole bunch of cactus and orange.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. There's no shade. You know what I mean? Like, you just hiking, hoping you got some water. Here, I could stumble into a river and drink out of it if I need to. You know,
only break you gonna get is if you stop walking. That's literally it.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things. That's like coming back to this. This was important. I did dispensaries for a while. I just got out when they started legalizing them because I'm one of the few people doing it, and I'm knowing what the numbers look like in the books. So it's like watching the news, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make $100 million tax revenue." I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, so what are we supposed to eat? Like,
yeah, it's like if you getting all that,
if you're sucking up $100 million, like, hold on, it just didn't make sense. Yeah. And I'm self-made. I'm not coming from a silver spoon, so it was like I couldn't just keep throwing my life savings into a fire pit with not knowing what's going to come out of it besides nothing. You know?
No, I mean, honestly, hearing that first part of your story kind of makes sense to even like that feeling to be in you to be like, no, I got to get out of this. Cause like you sound like a pioneer, a pioneering kind of a person.
Yeah, we're from
even
Oregon,
with
man.
like the fucking flight lounge shit, bro. Like I first moved out here like five-ish years ago.
Okay.
And moving out here, the only thing I've really heard about cannabis lounges, like since weed's been legal in various different states, was I think I heard about like one when I was living in LA that like was open for a little bit, and then they just was charging heavy prices because it wasn't a lounge. It was a dining experience. Okay. Is what it was.
Yeah. Which is needed. You know what I mean?
I moved out here, and people were saying though, there's a place you can go. Like if you just want to go and just bring your stuff, you can go and smoke and just sit there and chop it up with people. I was like, quit playing, stop lying. Like what are you talking about? And then and this was five-ish years ago. Yeah, and like that means like you were doing it before.
Yeah, we've been doing this. Very true to this, and that's why now it's like not like we're getting rich, but it's still a cause. Like we're still trying to free weed. Like it's still not legalized. Like it's legal to buy it, but where can you go use it? They sell it on every corner,
so
but there's nowhere to go.
I gotta know like why, because like I feel like there's a lot of ways to tackle that ambition right there, and like getting people comfortable with weed and stuff. But why? How'd you land on a lounge?
Well, because we started in medical days. So when we were doing medicinal, it was like we were dealing with real patients, and it was like really a culture shock because I had people coming with me with their actual doctor like description of what they're dealing with. Yeah, so it's like, is this like HIPAA? Like, should I even be reading this stuff? But it's like these people are dying and looking for answers that they're not getting from these places. So it's like, I smoked weed. I didn't really know like the healing properties of the shit. Like nobody really knew. There's no science or studies out here for anybody to know. It's been hidden from us. You know, they know, the government knows, but we don't, you know, as consumers of it. We just know that it's been around forever. You know, we joke around like the natives that have the peace pipe and shit. So it's like, we know this stuff has been around. They've been using it. It's a herbal remedy for a lot of things, you know? So it was just like, what are we doing? But with the medicinal, we had people that are on stricted budgets. They might only have $50 this month to get medicine because that's what they make, or that's what their
that's their budget.
Yeah. So we had to get it right. So you have to have a consumption lounge with the dispensary so they could try stuff. We sampled a lot of things, and what worked for me and what I recommend might not be great for you. It might actually be the worst thing for you as far as the strain and terpene profile. It might like trigger you on some other stuff. You know what I mean? So it was like, really doing a lot of group knowledge, was just gathering all the data from everybody. So I got people dealing with fibromyalgia. Now I got 4 people doing it. So they're telling me what strains works for them. So now it's like, not my recommendation, but this is what the people are using. So collectively, we're coming up with answers just by trial and error. You know what I mean?
That's
like literally.
Fuck, bro. I mean, honestly, I I'm sure I look fascinated, but like I'm genuinely fascinated with what you're saying there because like I've been being a bartender for 5 years, bro. And just being in the cannabis industry, there aren't too many people who I hear who describe
Yeah.
like the in-depth levels of really serving people like this. 'Cause even as a bartender, I got so frustrated with my fellow bartenders being like, people are just like, they didn't treat it as like yeah, you're saying there are people who are coming saying I have a medical issue, saying my doctor said they couldn't help me, or they're saying like, they just told me to come here and just said you guys can help me, and like when I started
What
hearing
does that even mean,
bro? I'm not am I a nurse? Am I a doctor?
Yeah,
and like,
but it
like,
gives your position some meaning though. Now you're really helping people. You know what I mean?
Did.
People that really need your help at that. You know, they're desperate. I thought I was getting set up. Full transparency, it was like 2 years into it, and this lady, she brought her daughter. She was probably, man, I forgot her name. She was about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. You could tell she was going through some stuff. I mean, she lost her hair. I mean, you could tell her mom's like, we've tried chemo, we've tried radiation, you know, and it was just looking her in the face. You could see the desperation on a parent. I couldn't imagine being a parent and my kid is dying, and it's like I'm trying to find answers, like desperate for anything, help. You know what I mean? Like I've been to every specialist, this, that.
Those moments freeze me dead in my fucking tracks. Like that. At least the first 2 seconds, I'm like,
yeah, like reality check.
What?
Mm-hmm. It was crucial, but I was like, is this like a sting operation? Because it's like now we got this minor coming in, you know. So it was just like I'm looking at the mom, and I'm like, nah. Just let me get the stuff and bring it to you, and just donate it. We're just everybody will have all the vendors back here. Just put a little bag together. We're just gonna donate to. And she's like, no. She's like, I want my daughter to see it. She's like, I want my daughter to know what she's putting in her body because I've been making her do all these tests, to do all these things that. Oof. I want her to start making decisions for herself. And so then I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Like I can't argue that logic. You know what I'm saying?
Like, she hit you with all the right answers.
So I'm like, okay, but like I said, seeing the desperation in her face, and then I just started talking to the little girl herself, you know, just asking her how she's doing, like, does she understand where she's at, type thing, and what we're doing. And she was just like, yeah. She's just like, I want to live. And I'm like, all right, well, shit, say less. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I went back. I talked to all my vendors back there, like, yo, check this out. Like, this little girl's going to come back here with her mom. If you guys aren't comfortable with it, you guys can leave the building for a minute and we'll deal with it. And then when we're done, you guys come back. And that's what the beautiful thing about the community, bro, is everybody was like, what? No, this is what we're doing it for. So it's like, bro, we here to help people. Like, let's do this. She already walked away with like couple $1,000s worth of stuff, like everybody, and they explained how to use it, you know. And back then we actually had the farmers there to where it was like, this is straight from their garden, so they could tell you what kind of products they're using in their stuff, you know, because she's allergic to them. Yeah, it's stuff that I can't give you. I'm not doing it, you know. So it's just like straight from the horse's mouth, the source's mouth.
No, I feel that,
and it was amazing, bro. And it was just like, that's when I realized I knew what I was doing it for. Like, we're not in it for the money. Like stories like this, like. I felt rich. Like my karma bank, I knew it was full. Like, bro, I'm good. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, how many doctors can say they've saving people's lives like this?
Bro,
you know what I mean? They go to school and put all this time to try to do this one thing that we just doing freely, like by opening the building and giving people access to what they need.
Bro, something about it is that's beautiful. Because
they're just gatekeeping, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's cut out the gatekeeper.
Like, and it's like, because like in my eyes, while I'm sure like. Think people will downplay, like in a way you kind of saved that person's life right there. Like who knows if they could who knows if they could have given up in that moment, or what else, like just not having that moment talking to you and like getting all that little goodie bag, like they might have never received that hope. And that's so dope of you, for one.
And that's how I said it wasn't even me. It was just as a community seeing everybody like, nah, they bought in. I had people back there, they're vendors, their parents themselves, you know, like they got kids. So they're like, what? No. What does she need? What is she going through? Come on. Everybody's pooling their knowledge together to make sure she has her stuff. And it was funny, like she stayed in contact, and it was like 4 or 5 years later, she sent us an email with pictures, and she was doing great, thriving. Flight Lounge, we have a story like that. We have a young member. She was 6 when she first started coming in. She was doing edibles, but the parents were members. They were like, can we bring our daughter in like after hours and you guys can explain the edibles to her? And she can have them while she's here. Like, we just kind of sit here and do this. Like, all right, yeah, for sure. Same thing. She's thriving today. You know what I mean? Beautiful little girl. It's been a few years later, she's in remission. You know what I mean? Doing well. And it's just like, that's the power of the plant, bro. It's not me. You know what I mean? It's the power of the plant. It was like, but people have to be stewards of it and like supply the access to it. Like I said, everybody's just gatekeeping, whether it's money or access to things. Our people just need access in a place to get it. And it's like, it's on. You know what I mean? So that's what it really is. For me, is just doing that. Like, I was looking around forever, like, who's going to do it? And then it's like, well, it's probably you. Like, you're looking for the person, like, it's probably you. Like,
I mean, that's a great way to put it.
You got to answer the bell. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a great way to put it. You're looking around and it's probably you.
Yeah, man. It's hard because it's like, you know, you are risking your freedom. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So it's like, am I willing to go to jail for this? And it just checked all the boxes for me. You weigh the pros and cons of it. And it was just like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I'm for the people. You know what I mean? I'm going to give them access to this. Like, they need it. And even today, like, I feel like we don't celebrate cannabis like we used to. This is why I love your podcast. I love the fact that people sit down still smoking and talking. Like,
that was actually why I started. It was like because ever since I started smoking, and like people who know me know that I'm always gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke. You ain't gonna stop me. Because for all of my personal reasons, I always got a joint in hand or whatever, or a bong around, and like I just wanted to normalize because people love me and people are like, oh, you're such a cool dude, and like and people, but and then it came a time where people started finding out I smoked weed, and like it started to change a little bit just off of that little fact,
for sure.
And so I've just been on a life mission to change how people see
the narrative.
Yeah, that whole narrative. So I smoke and make it normal. I still do all the things.
I love it.
And that's why I do this. So that's why I have guests who smoke and also have guests who don't smoke, because I want people to feel like just because I smoke don't mean I want to find out shit about you. I don't just involve myself with weed. Right.
And that's the funny thing, even at Flight, we have a lot of members that just come for the food and all their homies smoke. So they'll come and just partake in the session, not necessarily smoke, but they're there in the ambiance. You know, they're not against it. They just don't partake in it. And that's okay too.
Some chocolate cookies mixed with super boof.
Oh, super boof and the trop cookies. Okay. Super boof, grown by the right people. Love it. You know what I mean?
This grower does it pretty well, actually. I'm very impressed. Let me see, home grow.
I love it. I love encouraging people to still grow for themselves. It's like anything, you know, we forget these skills. People forget how to fish and hunt and garden and like provide for themselves. Like,
and I feel like you're the perfect person to kind of dive into this part of the industry with, because for me, I've been sort of facing this the mental conversation, mental battle of, you know, dispensary versus black market, especially at this day and age where we're seeing on the dispensary and the main market side, everything is very high priced, high tax. They're not the best options always on each of the shelves. And then really also pushes everything towards the cart world. And then you have the black market where I tell people, yeah, it's cool that you can find all this different shit, but honestly, black market's problem is that everyone wants ZA or Runts or lemon cherry gelatos.
They want what they think is cool. They have no idea. You know what I mean? It's just like they want rapper weed. Yeah,
there's no education in it.
And that's the problem. Yeah, it's being from Oregon. I'm very disappointed in the quality that I see on the shelves. Like, I actually question like the state, like what kind of testing standards are we doing? Like, you see these $5 eighths and shit. It was like, this would never make a shelf anywhere that had real standards. You know what I mean?
Right.
I understand there's a budget and stuff for all that stuff, but if you've never had experience with cannabis and then you went in and bought a $5 eighth because it was on the shelf, you thought it was like, they sell it, it must be all right. And you smoke some shitty shit and it was like, why do people even do that? Like, it's actually negative effect on them. You know, it ruined their cannabis experience because they had some bullshit.
Especially if it's their intro, because like we advertise it so big, like big deals here, get it out for just $20 type of shit. And I'm like, bro, like that's not a cool thing to get. Like, that's not dope.
Yeah, it's crazy, unfortunate how even just number chasers, like just THC number was like end all be all. Like, oh, it's 30%. It must be amazing. Like, bro, I could find you some stuff 13, 14% out smoking that all day, every day of the week. Like,
I remember when I first became a bud tender, I convinced this older dude smoker, and it was an older lady too. They're like, yeah, I don't want nothing else. I don't want to get high unless it's 30%. This is once Arizona just went red, so that they don't know anything.
Of course.
And I was like, oh,
nobody wants to sound
this
stupid
one all the time. And it's like, I just started my dreads. So like they had they're like, oh, okay, we'll trust you since you got your little dreads going and everything, a little Bob Marley. I was like, all right.
It gives you some credentials.
They bought that ounce. They came back the very next, like, I think a couple of days, like, let me get two, like, can we each get one of the, like, they had the allotment sale. Let me each get one of those. I was like, oh, the 15%? And then he was down talking to me. It was fresh. It was fresh weed. And it was a good
makes a big difference. But it's just the exposure. And that's why, like, hearing you be a bud tender is cool because I know you actually appreciate the plant. I know you smoke with purpose. Like, you look for strain specific stuff to help you out throughout your day. You know, not everybody does that. Specifically how I shop. Not everybody does that. You know, and I think that's a realization for a lot of people is like, it's not about just being cool. You have to find the strain that works with you. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I told people I don't necessarily recommend a lot of stuff because what I really like, you might not like. You know, I smoke a lot of sativas. A lot of people hate sativas, but like for me, facts. I love running around and getting shit done. Like, I got a lot to do. So I don't mind a sativa, and it like helps my body catch up to my brain a little bit. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I'm not a very social creature, and that's why I hit the sativas.
100%.
Like, that's how this came to be.
For sure. And that's why I said, like, it helps you different ways, but people are not always conscious of what they're using it for. You know what I mean? That's why it's like people quitting smoking like, oh, I was just getting lazy. Well, that's probably like a real personal trait in you just in general. I'm sure you realize that once you stop smoking, like, you were still lazy.
I've been challenging that a lot more. I think one conversation a lot of just stoners in general have been avoiding is the coupling of tobacco and weed.
Yeah.
And more I did because I used to be only backwoods smoker.
Yeah, I would.
And I noticed like no matter what I was smoking, I was very lethargic all the time. And I started looking into it. I didn't know that some of the after effects of smoking so much tobacco is your body is the lethargy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize is that that laziness is coming from the fact that they keep rolling. Most people roll swishers. The majority of stoners I've noticed are still blunt smokers.
Yeah. I mean, because there's no education. Like, that was for me. I don't even smoke cigarettes, never smoked cigarettes, but I used to smoke blunts all the time. Yeah. And it was like finding the oxymoron of, okay, we're doing medical marijuana, we're trying to get people healthy, and I'm out here smoking tobacco with my shit. Like, this is counterproductive as it gets. You know what I mean? It's like a Red Bull vodka. Like, what are we doing? Like, up, down, like, good, bad. Like, nah, just get rid of that. And then now it's gotten to the point where the weed is, or the cannabis is suspect as far as quality to where like I've shifted a little more to like dabs and rosin just because I get the full flavor profile. I get the effects that I'm looking for, but it's like, I don't really like dabs and shit. I really like flower. That's what the plant really is. It's like once man goes in, starts manipulating shit, like you start having problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the dabs is cool because like I keep a little puff coat when I'm on the go. Yeah. I can't break a joint out everywhere I go.
Right.
But yeah, it's just I tell people all the time. The only thing I stay away from actually, I advocate against pens and cartridges.
Gotcha. Yeah.
For that same like level of fear, I guess. I'm like, no, don't do that. Just don't do that. Like you can do dabs, don't hit a cart. And I know I sound wild, but that same fear pops up for me.
But that convenience. And then the carts become like the new blunt. Like you just keep hitting that thing. Like you don't know how high you really are. Like, bro, you've hit that thing 10 times in the last 15 minutes. Like,
man,
eventually it's going to kick in and you're going to realize like, oh shit, I'm stuck. Yeah. Well, it's too late.
You're coming down. Hey, there's no off switch on this.
Yeah, you just got to ride this ride now, you know?
Oh man. So I guess shit. I want to hit my lungs real quick.
Yeah.
So in all this times of owning a lounge, have you ever had to like kick people out or like what's been, because like this couldn't have been an easy venture, bro. This couldn't have just been like a smooth sailing, because I know stoners are not easy crowds in the beginning.
Yeah. Actually, bro, I've never really had any problems. Like,
oh shit,
knock on wood, whatever you want to do. But I just feel like cannabis folks are really chill for the most part. Like very understanding, not really demanding. Like we throw parties. Like sometimes I was questioning like if we throw good parties, because it's like 2 hours in, hour and a half in, people are already like packing up and going home. And then I'm like catching them like, bro, you cool? Like, oh yeah, bro. Like I'm just too high. Yeah. I got like 30 minutes before I got to be in my bed. Like I got to go now so I can make it. And I'm just like, cool. But we never have to like kick people out. Like, you know, high people know when their time is to go. They don't linger too much. Like drunk people, you got to kick these motherfuckers out. Like they're staying until you drag them out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Still wanting service and shit. Like, bro, it's actually 4 a.m. Like we got to go.
When I went to your New Year's Eve thing, which was dope as fuck. Cause like, I don't like clubs. I don't like lounge. I don't really like the club scene for real.
Yeah.
Cause well, for one, I can't smoke.
That
And I'm
part.
not like a I'm not like a big. I don't drink at all. Really, I think I may have 2 drinks a year. And the way you had it set up made me feel like it felt like I was back home because like I'm used to going to like little lounges and clubs and hookah lounges in LA.
Yeah.
The way you had it set up, the way like the music and the vibes, it was perfect. And then at the same time, I could still roll in with my blunt, or not my blunt. I had a rose blunt at the time. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And my joints and all that, and my weed. And I was like, just comfortably break out my stuff on the table and roll up. And it was like, oh no, this is how you should do it as an adult.
Yeah. Try to be respectful. And it's, the crazy part, bro, is we have like Amsterdam as a whole city of proof of concept that this shit works. You know what I mean? This isn't like a wild guess. You got to think like how many hundreds of millions of dollars the state is making because people are buying it. You don't think they need a place to go use it? Like, come on. If you're renting your house, technically you could get evicted if your landlord doesn't really like you or want a reason to get you. Cannabis smoking in his house is a reason to get you kicked
That's
out.
one of them
Evict you.
ones. That is one of them ones.
So it's like living in an apartment complex is hard. Like I used to live in one and be on a balcony. And it's like I got in trouble because the wind is blowing the shit down when people got their window open. Like, bro, I don't control the wind. Like I bought this place that had a patio so I could actually come out here and use my medicine.
Yeah, it's like, what about the cigarette smoker? Like,
Yeah.
for me, blowing in my face.
Yeah, secondhand smoke kills even worse. So what are you talking about? He's actually killing me. You know what I mean? Like, this is a crime. Like, what are we talking about?
Like
that's okay.
Manslaughter.
Yeah, that's okay. But I can't smoke my cannabis out here. Like, come on.
So, man, when you first started this, did you always have breakfast in there?
No, that's the crazy part, bro. It was more about survival with COVID. It was
Really?
We had a lounge on 60th in Sandy, and it was a small intimate setting downstairs. We had like 6 tables, and then upstairs was a B&B. So it was like a bread and breakfast. You can come downstairs to the cafe part. Yeah, whole cannabis experience. So we used to get people from all over the world coming to stay.
That's amazing.
And kind of be stewards of the industry, show it off. It was unfortunate the dispensary next to us didn't care about quality of cannabis, so it was like hard to send them over there. They're naturally going to go there because it's next door, but it's just like, if you want to see good stuff, go down the street a couple blocks to this one. These guys do it well. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to walk in any store here in Oregon and find the best shit. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, but you actually have to look for it if you're a real connoisseur. Like, it's everywhere, but quality isn't everywhere. It's just like people. Like, there's people everywhere, but quality people not everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that one. You're not wrong about that one. That's crazy. Like, and it's not like, but you're not like putting out like just like great, like simple. Like, it ain't just like, oh yeah, let me just make a little English muffin with some eggs or avocado and toast. Like, you got some dead ass breakfast on there.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to the homie Marcus,
got a chef in the back.
Heavy plays. He came over during COVID because everybody was scrambling. Nobody knew what was going on COVID. Like, everything was shut down. But they still wanted us to pay the bills. You know what I mean? So Leah and I, we had to figure it out. So we started actually cooking plates because we were like, how are we going to pay for this? Like, traveling shut down. Ain't nobody coming for the B&B. It was just like, but we got to figure out how to pay these bills. So we started just selling plates, and our members supported us. Love to them. They were buying plates coming in. So we're paying bills. And then it was like, after the lockdown, so while people were like, man, can I just come in and eat real quick, bro? Like, because we had the curtain, so you couldn't really see. And then it was just like, people that have been supporting us from the beginning that we know are about this life and support cannabis. Like, yeah, okay, come in, like, hush, hush, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody's still on lockdown. And then, people start hearing more people laughing back there, like, what's going on? And it just became a thing. And then stuff opened back up, and people are like, well, you guys can't stop making food. Like, nah, you guys still got to do this. And it was just like, oh, all right. Like, yeah, because it makes sense. It's just, we're not chefs like that. So it was just like, Leah and I never wanted to open a restaurant. That was not really the goal. You know what I mean? We were thinking like cafe style. We got pastries. We got
the coffees and whatnot.
Yeah, espresso, come have your coffees, drink some tea and tincture, smoke your joint. You know what I mean? Like, and we had smaller venues at the time that were more intimate settings that fit that. You know what I mean? Like, the food just came about, and then it was just like, of course it makes sense. Like, people love good weed and they love good food. And it was just like, for us, it's making comfort food. It's not like 5-star, 5 diamond, but it was like comfort food. You feel at home.
Nah,
like,
shit, I like that the French toast, French toast brunch.
yeah, like
and
so
shit
our
like
menu's
that.
real simple. You know what I mean? But
Shit, it
that's
drew my attention. I'm a sucker for anything with a little bit of strawberry topping on top.
oh
of it.
yeah, okay, yeah, fresh fruit. You can't go wrong.
Nah,
For
that's
sure.
lit though. That's great. That's dope as fuck. So you ever thought about like expand, like getting into more like because I know oh my god, words. I know a lot of people have been trying to get into like those 3-course dining experiences and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So you kind of just gonna keep it just on that, or are you kind of thinking of going
No,
past that point?
yeah, we're looking to kind of open it up for the industry. That's the thing. Getting this location was kind of last minute. A lot of stuff. We were moving locations. We were shut down for about a year and a half. So we
Sure.
lost a lot of momentum that we built up. And then the location we got, we kind of just got it last minute. So we didn't have a 100% plan going into it. So we've been working our way into it, figure out how to utilize it.
Go.
Yeah, so you've been there. So we got the two sides. We got the cafe side, and that kind of represents one of our locations. That was the cafe. The lounge side is another one that we had that was more of a lounge concept.
Oh shit! Okay.
So it's kind of a merger of everything we've been doing. And
when
now
you say it like that, like honestly, it makes even more sense. Like even though it is like splits, like
yeah, so a lot of our members that have been with us over the years, they
Yeah.
get it because they've got to evolve with us as we've evolved. They conceptualize the whole thing and they see some of the furniture that we've recycled, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
put the signs in from the different locations to where people are like, you know, it's home away from home. Like it's
That's
not
a
the
fire
old
little
location,
insider right
but-
there, a little
for
Easter
sure.
egg.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But people that been to all our locations, they know that. So that's the fun part. It's just you get to see. We've had people that have been members for 8 years. You know, from the very beginning. You know, we get new people every day. So we appreciate them all. And really, fighting for social consumption is just still needed. And to me, it's part of what makes cannabis good. Like this is fun. You know what I mean? Speaking to quality people over a joint, like, you know, that doesn't happen like it should. You know what I mean? Like
I
we're
agree with
trending
that.
that way, but it should be a normalized thing. Like
I definitely.
we should be able to sit in a cafe and do that. That's why now our thing is like a community center. Like people ask us, like, "Are you guys a cafe? Are you guys like a nightclub?" Because they want us to be open late and do it. And it's like it's just me and Leo. Like it's a 2-man crew.
Yeah.
Like, we do everything. Like it's hard to work on your business when you're spending so much time working in it. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to find that balance. You know what I mean? And then it's like now you still want to have a life outside here too to have a balance.
Right.
You know, so it's like
Yeah.
putting all those things together and then just finding the sweet spot that kind of helps everybody. So it's like an open source. Like we have people that come and like, we want to open a lounge. Like, yeah, we down to help you. You know what I mean? Like
That's sick.
the more the merrier because it's needed in all neighborhoods. You know what I mean? We kind of transitioned to where our thing is being more of a community center to where like, you know, some people fly Southwest, some people fly Alaska or Emirates. Like we're kind of the airport. So it's like,
So everyone, you can,
yeah,
you need
we
whatever you
attract
wanna do, you can
everybody.
come
Yeah,
do it
we
here.
attract everybody. But I say that, and like some people have a preference on, you know, like the vibe that they're looking for. You know,
Mhm.
we try to have a vibe that's kind of universal. Like
I've noticed that
whether
you
you're
have
21
so
or 80.
many different types of things going on.
Yeah,
like,
because that's
all
our
different
people.
kinds.
Yeah, like we got some golden girls in there, some 80-year-old women that outsmoke some of my homies from the streets. You know, what I
Oh,
mean?
shit.
They're coming in like, bro, but they've been smoking 70 years, bro.
Like that's honestly, I want to. That's what I want to smoke with. If I'm being real with you,
Yeah, come in. They're usually there on Sundays. They pop in sometimes during the week, but that's what I love seeing. People that normally wouldn't even talk on the streets, but cannabis brings them together. You know, we play music. Music brings them together. Food brings people together. So everything we do is kind of universal. So we attract that. You know,
okay,
that's
lit.
that's kind of the magic formula. But it's like you got to do things that bring people together naturally. You know what I mean? If you're doing all those things, then you really get an eclectic group. And then cannabis is the magic that does everything else. You know what I
Eclectic.
mean?
Like, you know, you're the second guest to use that word.
It must be a Portland thing.
I don't know. It's just I think it's just the word. It's the word of the year.
Yeah, it's
I
how
think
people try to
I love
describe
that
us.
word too.
Yeah,
Like just very eclectic. Even people say they describe the space as very eclectic.
right.
Which Cat nailed that.
Yeah. Kills it. I love this space. Definitely come down and check this out over here on Hawthorne.
Oh yeah, please, Fried Melon Art Studio. Please come check it out. All this beautiful art over here. I don't want to hold you for too much longer.
Yeah, we good. Man.
Shit, bro. I did want to hear about being shut down though. Because like I feel like I think that was probably when I actually
Probably when you got
became
here.
really, really aware of you guys. And I was like, oh, where is it? And they're like, they're closed. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was definitely a time to reflect in the mirror because it was becoming just so many obstacles. You see, like, we're one of the only ones out here, like, for a reason. Like, it's not easy to do. There's a lot of loopholes you got to jump through. Just a lot of red tape, like stuff that they can't get you being under one jurisdiction. Excuse me. They come with you at another. Part of the city is going to come after you, and try to. Okay. It's just a harass game. So coming from an environment in the street, like I'm used to harassment. So it's like, you're not really going to shake me, but I'm going to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like today, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Like I will go testify and sit in front of these people and then put the onus on them. Like you explain why we don't have these places more than what I'm doing. You know, exactly. You have more answers to.
What's crazy because you have such like what you do is before I even found out you were doing this, I was saying like I feel like the people just want like the people at large just want this. People who don't want it in their houses, people who don't want it in apartments, people who do want it in general.
We got a lot of parents.
They just want a space to do this. Yeah. That's all people were like, well, let them go do it in a space, and then to provide that, and it's like well, literally both ends of the aisle. This want this. So like, what are we talking about?
Exactly, and it's just. All these politicians, like you're really for the people, you're not listening. They're telling you and showing you what they want. Like, why are they not getting it?
Yeah.
Because you really don't care. But that's what I realized in this whole thing, watching my mom struggle with cancer and going through the whole big pharmaceutical process was just like, bro, the reality is you got to save yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. Mm-hmm. And it was a harsh reality, you know what I mean, to realize that. But once you able to take that and own it, it's very empowering at the same time because it's like shit. I can save myself. I really don't need nobody. That's the other side of the coin of it. You know what I mean? Like, I can just learn how this plant can affect me and use it, and I got free medicine. You know what I mean? I got medicine that doesn't have all the side effects and everything else that comes along with what they're pushing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got the internet today, so the education is there. You just gotta look for it. You got to do your due diligence and find it, but it's out there. Like. Nothing great comes free or easy. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to do a little work for it, a little research. That's what I'm in the process. I've let myself go physically a little bit. So kind of shifting the club to getting people to push it back towards more medical marijuana standards to where people are coming together to get healthy. We're sharing what works for them. Yeah. We're bringing people who have holistic brands in so their sea mosses and all this stuff, and they could just be selling directly to their community. They could be given samples, trying out the tinctures, mushroom tinctures, whatever it is, to get healthy. At the end of the day, that's another thing that brings everybody together. It's universal. Yeah. Everybody needs to be healthy. Whether you realize it or not, eventually it's going to knock on your door and you're going to have to try to figure it out. Right. That's why I was kind of struggling because it's like I've helped so many people out heal themselves with the cannabis, and it was like, why am I waiting to get sick to use the medicine instead of like actually using it before you get sick so you never even get to that point?
No, for real. That's crazy. I heard Bill Nye talk about it one time. He was just describing vitamins. Okay. He was like, the industry of vitamins is kind of a scam because like really the whole goal is to take things it's really to be efficient in your levels. I'm obviously paraphrasing. That's not his word for word quote.
No, he said this.
You want to be efficient in all of your levels. So if you're out here just buying all these multivitamins or vitamin whatever pills and you're not deficient in these levels, all you're gonna do is just overload it. And if you're not capping off any of those other things, and so it is good to have multivitamins to stay regular, but don't also overload yourself. And with weed, people always wait till like people don't use it like the regulatory sense in that same sense, like, or they'll just overload on one type
for sure.
And you're just, it's not like that part of your endocannabinoid system is failed. Yeah. And I'm a big believer in like that endocannabinoid system works kind of in the same way that your other regulatory systems work.
For sure.
With being like regulated, overloaded, and underloaded. I guess that's the right fucking term. Yeah. But yeah.
And that's the science that never was told to us, is how this is like a USB that fits perfectly into the cannabinoid system for you. You know what I mean? So man, like, this is made for your body. Like, and that's why it has to be very good, because look how long they spent telling you how bad it was. So we've learned a lot of stuff in history that they taught us. It's usually the opposite of what we've been told. So it's like,
exactly.
Cannabis right there that's one of the ones you can put under that box. Like it's probably the opposite of what they've been, all the propaganda. Like as much money and stuff that they put into that, like they're watching the alcohol sales decline and all this shit. They're seeing the effect. They knew what this effect was going to do. They just delayed it for as long as they could. Now they're just buying into it. That's what part of the rescheduling is so now these people that they got big money. It's big bang takes little bank now.
How do you feel about that? Because like I feel like everyone's been, as soon as it happened, I've been very quiet about it, and since it happened, everyone's been quick to like tell you their opinions, but I don't feel like there's really much. I haven't had much to say about it yet because I feel like there's still stuff in the works. But what's your feelings on it? Even if you don't have like a solid.
I try to not be emotionally attached to none of this stuff because it's like changes all the time. So it's like, even if you think it's gonna work, I'm in a show me state. Like, just wait and see how it plays out. Because how me and you interpret something is just like we talk about with strains. Like somebody else is gonna read this and interpret it and might have a whole new wave for it. I mean, look what they did with CBD in Texas and all that stuff. Like,
shit, for real.
They took that hemp bill and they done twisted that thing to now it's for the people. That's the whole point of rescheduling is because they're trying to shut that down. Like, so I don't know. I don't really have an opinion. It's kind of, I don't know what it really affects. Like, we only get what they tell us on a surface level, but deep down, there's underlining things that they're really trying to do. Until we know what that is, we won't really know if it was good or bad. No, I feel like the goal was to have it unclassified, not reclassified. You know what I mean? So I feel like we missed the mark a little bit there to where like we still playing their game. They just took the Band-Aid off a little bit, but it's like it shouldn't even be classified. But they talk about it's a mind-altering drug, but like what drug isn't if it has all these side effects? Like the little commercials, like all that stuff sounds mind and body altering. Like
man, that little quick talking voice, that little soft voice at the end of every drug commercial.
And how is it passed when death is a side effect of taking a pill, bro?
Yo,
how is that even legal?
So it's usually it'll also say suicidal tendencies.
Yeah,
that one there.
But they got another pill that's going to help you there. And then another pill that's going to help you there.
What kind of balance game are we playing here?
Yeah, now you see the game.
That in itself, that's too nuts. That's too nuts for me. I think that's probably one of the best opinion to have because we don't know what they're planning to do.
Unfortunately, we really just don't know what the agenda is. Like, that wasn't our choice. I didn't feel like we reclassified it, so we didn't have a say in that.
I didn't recall getting a thing in the mail to vote on that one.
Unless it benefits them. So that's just one of those things. It's like, just pay attention to what goes on. Like, we didn't choose that. We didn't vote and change that. That was them doing it. So it's going to benefit them in some way or another. What that is, who knows? But how it affects us as patients and consumers is TBD. To be determined.
All right, bro. I'm gonna get you out of here right now. But I want you to tell people at least some of the things that you support and smoking right now, since it's so hard for people to shop right here in these streets, including myself. Any grows or any like products types that you think people should be taking a look at or researching?
Man, sure, that's a very good question.
I feel like you come across a lot of different stuff, bro.
Yeah, I do. That's why it's so tough. It's hard. Like I see so many good farms still out there doing it. I feel like we're in a stage of the industry to where like the people that are doing it now, like they know how hard it is and like they're in it to win it. Like they understand we're at the bottom and they're willing to put in the work to build this thing back up. So I think that's what I'm encouraged about. Like with me, I'm still here trying to fight for this stuff. It's crazy that it's not normal for us to have cafes everywhere. You think Portland should have been on the scene. We are like the American Amsterdam. We got the strip clubs. We're the mecca of mushrooms, food, wine, music. I mean, we do it all. Like, what are we talking about?
That's very true.
Very true. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I grew up here, so it was always a big town, small city. Like, we kind of know everybody. Everybody. You could ride your bike across town back in the day, like no big deal. You know what I mean?
I get that. I still get that sense even when I first moved out here. When you're not from here, and and you haven't experienced the change, I'm sure you felt.
Yeah,
you can tell already.
For sure. Yeah, I mean now you drive down the street, it's all like this. Like you see on Hawthorne was never like it was like this dope ass house that was converted into something cool that had character and personality.
Mhm.
Now it's like you drive down all these main streets and it's like retail on the bottom, apartments on top. It looks
Yeah,
like any place you go in the
literally.
States now. Like
Literally.
Portland was dope because it had its character. You know, they don't realize when the city and the neighborhoods get gentrified, the whole city and vibe gets gentrified at the same time.
Mhm.
So that's what we're up against. Cannabis keeps that vibe still here, though.
Fuck it. Fuck
That's
it.
the beauty of it. We're chill still.
All right, bro. Well, please let people know where they can find you at, please, and they can be a part of this amazing village.
Yeah,
community you
man.
got built here.
Social consumption, we keeping it alive. Come sip, smoke, and social with us. Flightmembersonly.com is where you can go sign up and check us out. We got a plethora of events coming on, from cannabis speed dating, Super Bowl, open mic. We got tons of stuff coming up and
Okay.
more. You know, whatever
Okay.
whatever the people want to see. Bong appetit style dinner parties, you name it.
Okay.
We're just getting started. Like,
Yeah,
we're
for
gonna
real.
start celebrating this. We're working with Oregon Leaf to host like a monthly release party for their magazine, so we can kind of celebrate all the brands and the people in there. Like instead of just being 2 paragraphs in a magazine, give you some stage time to talk to the people, like build up real relationships.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So really trying to orchestrate and get this industry back moving, grassroots style. That's our goal and our mission right now.
Hell yeah.
So-
Y'all, please tap in and be ready for these events. I did see them advertising for that Oregon Leaf one. I'm excited. That new cover looked great. Wiz Khalifa was on there.
Yeah, we in that issue, so check us out.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely, y'all go read that. Go read it, share it, and read it again. All
Appreciate
right,
you.
stoners, thank you for joining us. If you need a place to smoke here in Portland or in the PDX area, go check out Flight Lounge. Go check out their breakfast. Their brunch is absolutely fire.
Appreciate that.
But thank you, bro, for sitting here with me,
Yeah,
and sharing
appreciate you, man.
sharing a little bit of your history,
Yeah.
Portland's history. That shit
Thank
was
you, man.
dope.
Yeah, thank you for having
yeah.
me, bro.
Of course,
Appreciate this. This is what we do. Social consumption.
exactly. Social consumption. As always, stoners, y'all know what to do. Stay high.
Peace.
Oh.